Hi, everybody. I hope you can hear me. Um, I've just turned on the volume. Actually, I had muted. Okay. I'm hoping I have several people raising their hands, which is good. And I want to welcome you tonight. We are talking about self care and forever living products. So we will get to that. But and not just our normal products but different things that we can do for self-care and promoting our own self-care. But I start off with a question, and I'm going to read some of these answers because I want to hear from you, because honestly I feel like this year, one of the themes is learning self-care in a lot of different ways. And so let's just do a broad sense about self-care, and then we're going to narrow it down to just taking time out for yourself. Especially as we go into Christmas, I think this is going to be good because we will be highlighting Christmas gifts in Forever Living products. And I think this is a great theme that you can use as you promote gifts and that kind of thing. And so we've got Kathy, or the Humphrey team, whoever is on or whatever. She says it's because we are our most important asset. We are our most important asset. Another person, self care is important because you can't care for others to the best of your ability if you're not fully strong and healthy yourself. You can't pour from an empty jug. I think that's a really great thought because there's the analogy with self care is, when you're on the airplane and they tell you if the oxygen mask come down to yourself before someone else, because if you're not functioning, you're not going to be able to care for other people. And I think that's really true, especially if you have families. Another person, self care is important because can't pour from an empty jug. So you have to be able to look after your own well being in order to be the best you can and for making the best of your own life. Um, yes. Let's see. We need to be our best selves to achieve our potential. Definitely. Heather Gregory, so important because you can't help other people to care for themselves if you're not happy and you're not in a good place personally. Others on your team and your customers want to know why you have great skin, good hair, great gut health. And she tells them because I've got the aloe glow, and because we all love our aloe, and they usually want to know more. And I think self care, stepping back, is very much holistic. It's what we eat, it's what we put on our bodies, it's how we take care of ourselves, it's how we set boundaries. So, okay, another one to answer your question, because if we don't take care of ourselves, no one will. And then we won't have the energy to pursue our goals and our dreams, and no one will do that for us either. So, um, another one, self care is important to be able to function effectively. You're so right. Okay, my volume is a bit low. Let's see if, okay, I'm turning up my volume. Is that like way too high? This is the highest it can get. So hopefully that helped. Um, the root of most of our health problems is due to a lack of self-care. I agree to an extent. Now, I think there are some things that you can't help with health problems. Trust me, I know. However, I think in the midst of illness and all that kind of stuff, for prevention, we've got to do self care, and we've got to prioritize ourselves and not just ignore ourselves. Yes, I've heard this quote before, but Debbie says we have to look after ourselves because our body is the only place we have to live. Very true. Another one, Tracy True. I like your last name, Tracy, because it's true. Self care is important for self esteem. I agree. It's interesting because I get a lot of articles because I study skin and skincare and health. A lot of my news feed is full of those kinds of things, which is nice compared to some of the stuff that's out there. And it was interesting. There's a recent article about the season that we're in and just how self care, really the routine of it, the being intentional about it, really helped mood and even low mood. And so I think that's really, really key. Let me see if there's any other answers and then we'll move on. Ah, Yes, we have one body, and if we don't look after it properly, it's much more difficult to fix it than to prevent health problems. Very, very true. So, all right, well, let's jump into self care. Hopefully, my slides will work. All right. So, 2018, which seems like 40 years ago, doesn't it? Anyhow, 2018 was known as year of wellness driven beauty. And really it's only been, because I think the internet, because we're just getting so much more um, information, I think wellness is just exploding. However, this expanded into 2019, where people really began to see a lot more of the links. I mean, I think some of us have known for quite a while, but I think just the average person started to get a little bit more clue that your diet, topical products, inner lifestyle, personal well-being, all these things really impacted your skin, impacted your mood, impacted everything. So, 2020 though, what a year, um, really necessitates diligent self care in so many ways for overall health. And I mean, this is everything from how to relax and how to wind down, and your weight and your activity levels and your overall health and hygiene. And then there's balance of work and life and play and family, um, social relationships, fitness, nutrition. What you put in your body really, really, really does matter. And, I've got qualifications in advanced nutrition and in mindfulness and in aromatherapy and several other things. And it's interesting how these are so intertwined. It's so, even like how you think about your skin can be reflected in your skin, um, in different ways, or your stress levels um, can be reflected, or your gut health can be reflected in your skin. And your skin is usually the first thing that people see. And I've talked about in my trainings, isn't it interesting that no matter how much you try to cover up and smile, if you're not feeling well, people can really pick up on it. And it often is reflected in your skin. So let's move on. Okay, so self care, I think we've all decided self care is not selfish. It really isn't. And for us, learning how to nourish your spirit, your soul, learning how to, get input, even socially connect with other people, and care for your body. I mean, that's what I love about Forever is, I drink aloe every day because I'm getting good nutrients and I know it's helping promote overall health. I take supplements because it helps promote overall health. And we're not going to talk about all the other wonderful products that we have in Forever, but we do, there's so much connection in all of this, and learning how to step back and get boundaries, even in relationships, but in your time and space, and not live in this place of stress in a very stressy season. And also just learning how to breathe. It's interesting because of some of the things I've been through this past year. I've actually I started off with a mindfulness qualification where breath work is really important. But then I continued, and I'm actually now in a special program of created by a Navy SEAL, who it's all about tuning into your parasympathetic, which is, um, where you relax, where you dial down, basically, in a very simple way, and learning how to breathe in your diaphragm. And it's actually quite hard. And I'm also in speech therapy for some vocal things right now. And it's all about breath work as well, and learning how to breathe from the diaphragm and not from your chest, and how much more this promotes relaxation and in your body overall. So that's that. But you know what? We're going to talk about skincare. Yay. And we're not going to be talking about our main lines, but I wanted to briefly mention it because I think routine is is one of the things that's really important in self-care. Um, and I think that that balance, and I'm going to take care of myself, and it's almost like, think about eating. When you just kind of haphazardly, you're just munching, or you forget to eat, or it's just you're just eating crap all the time and you're not really thinking about it, your body will feel it. And I think your skin, when you're not in a routine, when you don't have something, the daily cleanser to remove those oils, even from sleeping at night, from your hair, from pollution, um, when you don't have things that prevent signs of premature aging, I mean, your skin is just going to age a lot faster if you don't have a good routine. So we've got two skincare lines. I'm not going to get into it. We'll probably do another webinar at some point soon if you're not familiar. We also have on our website, we've got lots of little videos. I've been a part of some of those videos, but we have Infinite by Forever, which is a skincare line. It's our premium anti-aging for dry skin and maturing skin. Maturing is for when you start to see signs of premature aging, and that could be wrinkles and sun damage and that kind of thing. And you just know that your skin feels drier. Um, in this, we've got a cleanser and a moisturizer and a serum. If you were going to strip down and only do two things in a skincare, it would be a cleanser and a moisturizer. No matter your skin type, you need a moisturizer. Now, our restoring cream in the Infinite is meant for skin that is drier, and so it has got all those wonderful fatty acids and plant-based botanicals that help the drying skin. And also has things like collagen, and I've done other webinars on this where it's going to help promote your own skin's collagen. And it's a very gentle cleanser. Serum is always an extra. However, I love the serum. I won't go back. It is tried and true. In fact, it got in like the top 8 in a Good Housekeeping of like 30 premium. It was like one of the cheapest as well, and it's award winning. But it's got peptides and hyaluronic acid. And I've done webinars on hyaluronic acid and all the beautiful benefits of hydration. This is all about hydration, moisture, and then all those ingredients like hyaluronic acid and collagen and peptides that help promote your skin and protect your skin from the signs of premature aging. And then we have our only beauty supplement in this range. However, you can get it on your own as well. And this in the beauty supplement, you've got your biotin, which is great for your hair. You've got marine collagen, which is great for your skin all over, and your nails as well, and your hair as well. People who take the supplement really notice a difference even in their hair, which is fantastic. And then it's got French melon, which is known as a super antioxidant. And in our trainings, there's a wonderful video, and it's pretty cool about the difference between even antioxidants that you need to help protect your skin from damage. And this is a super antioxidant in the supplement. So anyhow, once in the morning, once in the evening, the supplement you only need one time a day. So that's the Infinite. Then you've got the Sonia Daily Gel System, and this has 4 products in it. However, again, if you're going to minimize, do the cleanser, do the moisturizer. It's a gel based, and it's meant for oily skin and combination skin. Combination skin is the largest demographic. 18 to 45-year-olds have combination. And when people go, I don't know what my skin type is, you have combination. Where normal falls in that, but also when you've got stressors and hormones and fluctuations, or you go on a plane or anything like that, your skin will be thrown off a bit. And so that's what combination skin is. And so you've got a cleanser, you've got a moisturizer that's meant for oily skin especially. So all that teen skin, this is a great, both my teenagers who have teen skin, use this moisturizer, because no matter, even if you feel oily, you need the right kind of oils to balance it out. Then we've got our gel mask in here, which I'm going to be talking about later. So we'll come back to that. And then the illuminating gel. This is right in the middle. So you cleanse, illuminating gel, moisturizer. This is actually it kind of goes in between. It could go over to the Infinite because it's got anti-aging benefits. The illuminating gel is the whole purpose, I wrote this down, is to even and brighten the overall appearance of the skin, the tone and texture to give it a natural glow versus an oily shine. For those who have signs of premature aging, it's going to bring a glow, For those who have oily skin, it's going to help reduce the appearance of pores. And it's also meant to brighten the skin. So let me just see if there's any questions about this. How may I have access to the program you're talking about? Breathing. Well, if you can find me on social media, you can contact me and I'll send you the link because it's actually, yeah, it's pretty amazing, but it's kind of intense. So, yes, there's a question about skin condition and infinite. You just always have caution. I can't go into it because of compliance and I can't answer this question directly. Um, but I would say, because I study skin and I'm getting some further qualifications in skin, unless it is hormonal, most skin issues actually have a lot of root issues. And yeah, in fact, there's 16 different root issues. And really the key is topically, just go really gentle. I would say just do basics and really gentle. Your skin, if you get irritated very easily. However, I would really look into addressing the gut. I would look into hormones. I mean, like I said, there's like 16 root causes. So that is another whole lesson on that. Okay. Illuminating gel is great on the back of the hands, great for mature hands because it helps brighten the appearance. Well, thank you, Heather Gregory. That was a good tip. So I mentioned, okay, Tracy True, you're going to have to all over the skin, the moisturizer, maybe. We might have to come back to that one. Okay, that question. Okay, let's move on because we're actually not talking about this today. We're talking about specific other products, mostly in the targeted line. However, we've got several other things. First, and just so you know where I'm going. So first, we're going to talk about several general products in the targeted that would be more extra kind of, I would almost say pamper or extra products. So maybe it might be a preference. Maybe you have a need. Maybe you feel like your eyes just have the appearance of puffiness, or it just feels dry and you're getting premature lines. So it's worth it to self-care to get some of these products. So we're going to go through a few of those. And then we're also going to talk about the 4 masks and the differences between them and what each do and how you can use them even together. And then just a few other things like that. So if you're wondering, where are we going? This is what we're doing. So I'm just going to go breeze through this. I'm going to look at the questions now. I might not have a chance to answer all the questions for a little while. Okay, wait, but we are going to go back to, there's a question. It says, what's the best way to start a lady in her 80s who hasn't looked after her skin? What combination would be a good start, especially with age spots? And that age spots come from sun damage and age. So I would start in the Infinite. That is premium. She's in her 80s. Most likely she has drier skin. I would actually encourage her to use a serum as well. And then maybe throw in the illuminating gel. And that's something that you do. You do your cleanser, you would do your illuminating gel, your serum, and then your moisturizer. And so that's what I would recommend. Okay. And someone asked me to repeat about Sonia. Sonia is for oily skin and the conditions that you get with oily skin. So when you've got angry skin or troubled skin or teenage skin, which you know what I'm talking about, and then, and then it's for combination skin. Okay, so I've got a lot of questions that I can't totally answer because of compliance. Yes. Okay. Well, what product is good for dark circles or the appearance of dark circles so we can be compliant? Oh, look, Awakening Eye Cream is fantastic for that. So a couple things about this. This part of your skin is probably one of the most delicate places on your entire body. And it's going to get thin because it's losing collagen, it's losing hydration pretty rapidly. And that's when you start to get puffiness or you get dark circles. It's usually what's going on there. And so this eye cream is fantastic. One is, before it came out, honestly, I've always been like, eye cream, because to me, a lot of eye creams are really greasy. This one is not greasy at all. In fact, it's so good that you can actually put it on your upper eyelid and down here, and it helps to awaken. In fact, I know during allergy season, I'll be like, in the morning, I'll put this on and I just feel brightness and alertness, which is fantastic. But also, it's got collagen in it and it's incredibly hydrating. And it's got alabitsa, julibrishin, dark bark extract with duratoside. Let's say that 5 times fast. And basically, what that is oh, and I wrote it all down over here. Basically, this ingredient, this botanical, helps to reduce irritation and is very rich in moisture. So I highly recommend this eye cream. Okay, I'm going to go down. Okay, I love Awakening Eye Cream, Jeannie. My eyes feel so alert in the morning. I know, seriously, I love it too, especially when I feel tired and my hooded eyes feel puffy. It just reduces the appearance of puffiness for real. Okay, let's go to Balancing Toner. I love this toner because it doesn't have alcohol, no alcohol, so it's not going to strip. In fact, this is going to moisturize, yet it also cleanses. Where a toner falls in is in between cleansing and before you put on like the illuminating gel or a serum, because I think of it as a cleanser. However, you don't have to actually even take it off. You can leave it on. This is high in aloe and high in hyaluronic acid. Hyaluronic acid, I did a webinar on it recently and talked about all the wonderful benefits of hyaluronic acid, because our new hydrating serum has 4 different types. But basically, hyaluronic acid is the molecular sponge. It's what retains water in your skin. It's in your skin naturally in that dermis layer, but it's like that sponge. It can contain up to 1,000 times its own weight. And so it's all about hydration. But it also is great in between cleansing. So when I have a lot of makeup or sun cream, I haven't been wearing a whole lot of makeup this year actually, but when I do wear makeup or whatever, it's quite nice because I feel like it just gets that little extra off. So you can use cotton wool, take it off, or you can just put it on and it's just really refreshing, and aloe in itself actually helps to balance your skin's pH. It reflects your own skin's natural pH, so it's going to help balance that. And so it's just really cleansing and lovely. Okay, let's go to the next one. Oops, sorry about that. Okay, it's got some of these old products that feel really old now. All right, sorry about this, doing the wrong button. Okay, so we got highly commended on the smoothing exfoliator, this new one. I'm actually going to go over our other scrub, our aloe scrub, because I think that's a really good place to have it, especially with self-care. But I love this one. I really do. And it's kind of like, I've called it like sandpaper in a good way, but it doesn't scratch your skin because it's got these Korean bamboo extracts, sustainably sourced, larger molecules that, are quite nice. And then you have jojoba beads, which is also in our aloe scrub. And they work together to remove that top layer of the skin, because the skin has this glue-like substance and it likes to just hold on to your dead skin cells. And the older you get, the less your natural exfoliation process decreases. So you need more help. So this goes over the skin, and it's got bromelain, papain. Bromelain is pineapple extract. It's an enzyme. Papain is actually an enzyme as well. And enzymes they help break down things. Lemon essential oil is actually quite moisturizing. To lift the dead skin cells and hydrate the surface. So I love this product. We're going to talk about this more later. Let me see if there's any questions before we go on. Another thing about the Awakening Eye Cream, great for contact lens wearers, because there's no irritation there. And is awakening eye cream suitable for Asian skin as they tend to have dark circles? So here's the great thing. It's not going to brighten your skin necessarily like illuminating gel, that or, Epiblanc or anything like that. That's not what it does. What it does is it hydrates and it brings collagen. So yes, Asian skin, black skin, all skin tones. Oh, and then someone says, this product has really helped my skin, Jeannie, and people are noticing, which is awesome. Okay, so back to, yeah. Sometimes I wish these webinars are a little more interactive, but this works, where people are giving comments. So aloe activator, I threw this in because you use this with the mask, our mask powder, which we're going to go over, but it's just a great product to have on its own. It's very refreshing. Aloe, I talk about it in my skincare training, has a lot of amazing benefits for your skin. One of it is it's an adaptogen. So aloe is an adaptogenic plant, which means it helps your skin adapt to what it should be. Um, and so if your pH balance is off, if your acid mantle, which is a technical term of that very top layer of your skin, which can easily get off with any harsh chemicals or pollution or whatever, if that's off, it's going to help bring balance to that. So it's got allantoin. I don't know how to say the British pronounce it, but in America we say allantoin. It's from the comfrey plant, which basically helps boost the growth of new cells and helps moisturize. So it's 98% aloe vera, and then it's got a little bit of the comfrey plant in it. And it's great. Just as conditioner, you can just leave it on. You can also use it as a toner as well. A thing I did is also use as a first aid. I got a stove burn. I couldn't handle the jelly. So I was like, I'm going to just do this because you can just kind of drop it on and it's lovely. But this is great for teen skin or skin. If you just can't handle the aloe jelly or whatever, it's going to be great as an alternative. So, all right, let's move on. Okay, so what is the serum? Because I'm going to talk about we have two serums now. Our award-winning serum, and we're fingers crossed our other one's going to be award-winning, we're hoping. But basically, a serum, let me move my little picture so you can read this. Okay, there we go. Serum is a skincare product that delivers power-packed ingredients, less of them, into the deeper layers of the skin. Okay, because it's made with smaller molecules, so it's higher amount of ingredients, less ingredients, and it's a lot smaller, so it goes deeper. And it prepares the way. Serums are not meant to be on their own. Serums are meant to be with a moisturizer and prepare the way for a moisturizer. My horrible analogy that I've never come up with a better one is it's like if you've got ridges in your nails, you put a base coat on to fill up those ridges, and then you put your nail varnish or whatever on top of it to give it a better look. It's kind of how it is, sort of like it goes in deeper to prepare the way so you have a more impactful moisturizer. But then serums also have their own powerful ingredients that make them particular. So for skincare concerns like wrinkles and fine lines and dry patches and brightness and skin tone. So, and then of course ours, because we're an aloe company, contain a lot of aloe, and they work in tandem with these ingredients to help them bring them further because they've got lignans, which are like carriers deeper into the skin. So you cleanse your skin, tone your skin if you want to, before you put on your serum. Then you do a serum, your moisturizer, and if you have a sun cream as well, which I do encourage, even when it's cloudy, because UVA rays, aging rays, that's a whole other, usually we talk about that in the summer, but it does apply to the winter. Anyhow, okay, so moving on, because I could just talk about all kinds of different products all day long, but I won't. Okay, so I love this serum. It's one of my favorites. This is like, I noticed, I am, approaching 50, and I hardly have any fine lines or wrinkles. And I honestly would attribute it a lot to the serum that I've been doing for 3 years. And the reason is because it's got a patented tripeptide in it, which helps promote your skin's natural collagen, which is the structure of your skin, to give it a youthful, healthy appearance, to give it bounce and flex. It also combats, because as you age, crappy stuff happens. I don't know if I was supposed to say that, but you get like harmful proteins, things like that that happen. And progerin is one of them that happens in your skin as you age and helps combat that. So, and it's also full of hyaluronic acid. You want hyaluronic acid. Trust me. This is like one of the best skincare ingredients. That's what we did a whole webinar on it. It's one of the best skincare ingredients that you can put on your skin because it's all about being a sponge for hydration. And when I talk about hydration and moisture, they're a little different. Hydration is water. Moisture, now we kind of use these words interchangeably, and that's okay. But moisture are lipids. It's the fatty acids that you need. And different skin types, like oily, you need a little bit different kind of lipids than ones that are dry because and aging because your own natural lipids are breaking down. So, award-winning, beautiful serum. Oops. Okay. And our new product. All right, I want to hear, raise your hand if you've been using this and you've seen a difference. Me. Oh, look, we got 7, 9, 12, 14, 16, 20. The numbers are going up. Woo. Yes. I have been using this. I got it before everybody else. Just want to say, because that's one of my perks, is I get it like 2 weeks before everybody else. I use it every day, twice a day with the other serum. I just want to say it's kind of like just become my new thing. So I use, if you want to know what I use daily, I use the gel cleanser. Although I use the infinite cleanser, I use that one actually in the shower, but I use the gel cleanser at night. Then on a daily basis, now I'll throw in the toner and the exfoliator here and there, but on a daily basis, morning and evening, I do first my infinite serum, although I don't think it really matters which serum you use here. Then I do my hydrating serum. Then I do my infinite moisturizer because as I have aged, my skin has gotten drier. But I really think all this moisture and collagen and hyaluronic acid has kept my skin from premature signs of aging. So fingers crossed, we will get an award for this one, which is fantastic. Okay, so there's lots of little points here. We won't go through all of them. But there's 4 types of hyaluronic acid. I've already talked about why you want this, but the reason is we did it to where some are a little bit bigger than others, to where part of the hyaluronic acid is like a shield to protect you from pollution, from moisture loss, hold that water on the skin surface. And then we did it smaller. This is a very non-scientific way of explaining it. We did it smaller to improve and drench the skin, to go down deep into the layers to hydrate the skin. Yeah, and so it's all about shielding against environmental stressors. Let's face it, we got a lot of stressors right now. And then we've got to help minimize fine lines and wrinkles. Let me just check out and see if there's any more added questions. Oh, how often do you exfoliate? Going back to exfoliation. Great question. Don't overdo it. Okay. On your face, if you're a woman, I would say no more than 2 to 3 times a week because you don't want to overstimulate your skin. For a man, however, their skin is a little bit different with whiskers, and you can actually use it before a shave, and you could use it every day, and it helps bring, and we've seen this, a closer shave. So that's how often you exfoliate. So probably no more than 2 to 3 times a week. When do you use the activator? Whenever you want to. It's just refreshing. It's just aloe and the benefits of aloe. So if you're thinking my face just needs a little bit of an oomph, that's when you would use the activator. How many would you use of the activator with the mask? We're going to get to that. Don't worry. Okay. All right. Oh, which moisturizer did you say that I use? Well, okay, so my kids use the Sonia because they're 17 and 15 and they have oily skin. I have drier skin, and I probably have had drier skin since I remember when I was 40 and I woke up and I was like, my skin has changed. I just knew it, and naturally at the age of 40, your collagen actually starts to break down at a faster rate. And so that's probably why, everything just starts to break down. Yay, middle age. So, now that I'm approaching 50, I'm finding I just need more hydration. So I need more than the Sonia. So whenever I put the Sonia on, I'm always like, oh, it just feels a little drier. However, I know women in their 60s and 70s who love the Sonia moisturizer and swear by it. But I think they probably had oilier skin when they were younger. And so they're not having as dry skin. I have dry. So I'm always like, give me more hydrating serum, give me more moisturizer. So I use the Infinite. So that's to help answer that question. Okay, let's see. Oh, oops. It works with your favorite moisturizer. So you can use a hydrating serum even if you have oily skin, if you've got a dry area. And that's the great thing. I just want to say, because we are talking about pampering and all that in a minute, you can use this on other parts of your body, not just your face. So if you've got a dry area, you can use the hydrating, on your elbow or on your knee. And so that's something to consider is you don't have to keep these facial products just for your face. All right. This by far is my favorite non-routine product. By far, 100% by far. It's already gotten 2 awards. 2 awards. Okay. Off the top of my head, I can't remember the names. I know one was the Green Beauty Award for being biodegradable. It got like top marks in that. And then it just got another award. I can't remember off the top of my head. If anybody remembers, please put in the comments and I'll say, because now it's not just award winning, it's like double award winning. And honestly, it was so funny. We were in my family, my husband and 2 teenagers were up in Scotland on the coast, and we were watching movies, every other night. We do game nights, and one movie night, my daughter who's 17, and I love to do this mask. And whenever she's had a stressy test week, I'll be like, hey, here's a mask. She'll do a mask. And then I love to do it too. So we probably do it like once a week, once every 2 weeks. And it's like just this treat. So we were going to do this during movie night. And then my son was like, hey, mom, I'd love to try that. I was like, okay. And then my husband was like, I want to do it. Do you have enough? And I was like, I think I had 5. I brought a whole packet with me and I was like, crap, because I wanted to do it later on. But I thought, okay, well, for the whole family. So we all did it. And my husband, who even has a goatee, and he found a little awkward trying to get over the goatee, but he's like, my son and my husband loved the mask. So just FYI, it was pretty. I wanted to take a picture, but they wouldn't let me. It was pretty funny. So this is my favorite product, and I've put it under serums because really this is what this is. You're getting a concentrated serum, because if you remember the definition of a serum, it's high concentration of products, a lot less of them, and they're power packed. And we put it with aloe. And this is, a wonderful biocellulose science created top premium. There's 3 levels of mask. This is the top level. That's going to be reflected in the price, but it's also going to be reflected on how amazing this is for your skin. And so, it's got seagrass in it. It's got green tea in it. It's got horse chestnut in it. And it's all about moisture and hydration, but it's for all skin types. So it's got the right balance in there. And then you leave it on for about 15 minutes. And after 15 minutes, it will start to actually break down in your face. And you can leave it on for 20 minutes or longer. Yeah. And you can do, I know people who've done it for 2 hours and it's actually almost broken down into their skin. Okay. Here is a question. Oh, here we go. Also won gold for best face mask in the USA Global Makeup Award. Yes, that's the other award. Okay, so someone asked about hyaluronic acid promoting hydration, and there is hyaluronic acid in this mask as well. So think about hydration and moisture. Your skin needs both. Hydration, everybody, all skin types, that's what hyaluronic acid is. This is your sponge. It attracts water in your skin, and that's why you need it. So it's just going to attract hydration. But moisture is just dependent on your skin type, but you still need moisture no matter what. That's why you need both hydration and moisture. That's why you need a moisturizer. So yeah, hopefully that answered that question. Um, what do you do to prepare your skin before this mask? Great question. Now, don't wear makeup because that's really gross. In fact, I was at I think Holly Stout was talking and she all had us put on masks so we could do this selfie thing. And it was like 20 of us and it was like over makeup. It's like, ugh. So don't do that. Don't do that. I would recommend, and this is part of our pampering that we're going to get into, I would recommend a cleanse beforehand. Though you don't have to. Sometimes if I'm like not wearing any makeup, I'll just stick it on. But I think it's more effective if you do a cleanse before it. So use one of the cleansers. Potentially an exfoliator if you haven't exfoliated in the last 3 to 4 days. Do an exfoliator because it's just going to go down a little bit deeper. And then you put it on. And that's all you need. And then afterwards, you don't even have to wash it off. I just kind of like let it go because this is serum. That's what it is. It's not a mask you have to wash off. You have to peel it off, but you don't have to wash it off, which is nice. And then you can throw it in your garden because it's 100% compostable. Compostable. Okay, so let's go. Refining gel mask. All right, we're getting into masks now. So this is in the Sonia. I would say now all skin types can use this. I find it's a little too dry, like it's too much for me all over. Sometimes I'll do it on an area that's oily because we do that. Even in dry skin, you've got areas that are oily, and I'll leave it on a certain area. Also for drier skin, you can put a moisturizer on top of this. But this is our only sleeping mask. In my trainings, I think, yep, there we go. In my trainings, we actually talk about why your skin reacts differently when you sleep than when you're awake. There's a different, we're in these circadian rhythms. This is why you get jet lag. It's because your body has a circadian rhythm. It's used to a different way or a way of doing things on certain hours of the day, and when you eat, when the sun is up. And when you sleep is part of that circadian rhythm. And in that, your skin is a lot more vulnerable. And so that's why you put treatments on at night. That's why you do more moisturizing because it will go deeper into the skin. Your skin cell turnover is a lot more at night. And this is why this is fantastic at night. It's a non greasy, and it really is. It's very matte. You don't look like, this is one of these things that you do not look like you have a mask on when you have this. You do personally, but when it first came out, I thought, oh, am I going to freak out my husband? But because like the other ones are like masks, like this is not. No one can tell. And you can do this. I know there are people who actually do this every single night. I would maybe say make sure not to overstimulate your skin, but your skin. And this whole purpose, and I wrote this down, is it helps to balance your skin while you sleep. One of the beautiful ingredients, botanicals, is licorice, one of the top Googled botanicals. And licorice, one of the properties they found is it helps balance your natural oils. It also has basil oil. And like I said, I have qualifications in aromatherapy, and basil oil is a natural cleanser. You can actually use it to cleanse your house and that kind of thing. So basil oil is a natural cleanser. Carrot seed oil, actually, it's different than carrot oil. It's carrot seed oil, so it's got a lot of vitamin B, which is really good for your skin. And yeah, so it helps to deliver a bit of moisture, brighten the overall appearance of your skin. But the whole thing is like balancing oils in your skin. And you leave it overnight and then you wash it off. Okay, so that's that mask. Mask powder. Someone was asking about the aloe activator here. Oops, sorry. 50-50. So you do 50% aloe activator and 50% mask powder. This is our deepest cleansing mask. When you think about the traditional mask, is this one. It's going to go on, it's going to harden a bit, and then it will draw out. In fact, sometimes it draws the blood to the surface, so it can be a little red. I do not recommend this before a party. I would do another mask if you want to do something before a party. This is more like you were having a night in for sure. But it also is very calming. So it's got, that chamomilla flower, which is very calming on the skin. However, a couple of things about this one is you can add to it. So you could add honey to it. You can add, oh, where was it? I put it over here and I don't know what happened to it. My alpha E, which we're going to talk about in a minute, you can add alpha E, and this will bring some more hydration to it. So this is one thing, but this is a very deep cleansing mask that we have. And then here's our very traditional mask as well. That would kind of be the balance between cleansing, but also moisturizing and conditioning. So it's kind of your in between type of traditional mask. It's got our natural minerals in it, which are very hydrating and cleansing. Like I said, you leave it on for about 15 to 20 minutes. You can use it on your hands, on your back, on your feet. Um, so this is actually a good pamper thing because a little bit goes a long way. Again, you can add honey to this. You can add alpha E to this if you want a little bit more moisture. But again, this is your traditional, I'm wearing a mask. But this is a little bit more of a gentle cleansing mask. Okay, let me get a drink of water and then another. Oh, here it is. It was behind my water, my alpha E. Okay, so this is, again, one of those secret products that people don't really know about that I would highly recommend. This, to me, this is like one of your, well, I use it kind of like by my makeup table because this is a skin vitamin. This is what I call it. It is a skin replenisher is the actual name, but it's a skin vitamin. It's high in A, C, and E. Those are the top vitamins, ACE. You want to know that the top vitamins you need for your skin and skin health. It also has borage oil, which if you know anything about borage oil is a GLA, and it's a type of omega-6 that is incredibly helpful for skin. Actually, GLA, this is what they say, especially for um, angry skin. I'll try to be, whatever. That actually, this is, even though it goes against the grain, actually, this is something that is depleted. Actually, is that omega-6 and that type of oil is depleted, and so this actually is quite balancing. I would be very careful on oily skin with this and just try it out in little spots but it will help reduce the appearance probably of redness and angry skin. Bisabol is from chamomile, and chamomile is incredibly soothing. So this, however, can be used all kinds of places. All right, so this can be everything from your cuticles to a little dry area to you can add it to mask. You can add it to your moisturizer if you're just needing a little bit more of an umph. You can do it on the ends of your hair if you're wanting to help dry areas of your hair. You can add it to dry patches on your skin. It can be great for after shaving. I also know that there's a lot of men who are follically challenged or balding up here that put it on as their moisturizer because it actually really helps kind of protect and moisturize bald heads. So this is great after you shave with your legs, after you shave if you have a beard. This is just one of these really interesting all-purpose, who knew, skin vitamin. It helps with elasticity, helps with moisturizer. Okay, let me see. Oh, wait. Okay, so we're going to go back for a couple of comments here. You can use extra serum in the packet. This is a biocellulose on your neck and, here. It's important not to stop at your chin. However, I actually use it and I'll put it on the ends of my hair as well. This is the biocellulose mask because we're going back to questions and comments. Here we go. Oh, it's a fabulous shaving oil. Thank you, Humphrey and Kathy. It's a fabulous shaving oil. It really is. Okay, so this is a really great, honestly, I would say, think stocking stuffer. Think, yeah, I think this is a good one to introduce men who don't use a whole lot of products. This is a really, okay, anyhow, enough about that. Yes, let's move on. Okay, so aloe scrub. This is in my shower as well. This is a little bit more of a gentle scrub. I would still stick to 2 to 3 times a week. I think that is one thing with teenagers. Sometimes they'll overdo it and they'll be like, I scrub my face every day. And I'm like, please don't do that because you're overstimulating your skin. And that's just going to create unbalanced skin. So make sure to just keep it to 2 to 3 times a week. But it's got the jojoba. Remember, none of our products have those harsh microbeads, artificial microbeads. We don't do that. We go more natural. Jojoba is interesting. I talk about this of the actual plant. It's kind of a seed nut. It's not really a nut where it's a low allergen kind of plant. And the jojoba beads or jojoba oil or whatever naturally mimics your own skin wax. And so that's why we use a lot of jojoba and I think all of our lotions have a little bit of jojoba in it, is because it naturally mimics and it doesn't clog the pores. So you can use this on the face, you can use it on the body, you can use this on your legs, you can use this on your back to give a clear, younger, healthier complexion. And great before a fake tan, even though, yeah. All right, so I threw in our 3-factor skin defense cream because we don't talk about this a whole lot, and it's just another moisturizer that has a lot of benefits to it. The R3 refers to renews, restores, retains. Now, this is from marketing, and I've never taken it out. I should take this out because it's not compliant. The whole reduce the acne. We're not supposed to talk about that. Helps reduce troubled skin because it's got aloe in it, but it has collagen in it. It has stronger AHAs, which are natural, like exfoliants from sugar, that kind of thing, and from fruit sugars. It's got green tea. It's got vitamins A and E. But it also has green tea, which is high in antioxidants. It's got apricot, which is an occlusive. An occlusive actually goes in and it seals and it protects from like environmental things. So this is a great one when you've got like, again, a dry area. Maybe there's staffer at head office who during the winter always gets a dry nose. And R3 factor is what she puts on, and it just balances. So it's a very balancing type of lotion. Holly Stout actually says this is her favorite hand cream, and she loves to use it on her hands. And so, again, this is just those extra things that we don't really talk about. Let me just check on any further questions. I'm enjoying this webinar. Thank you for information. Great. Okay. How often do you wear R3 with it being an exfoliator? This is a lot more of a gentle exfoliator. I used to talk about, back. I used to talk about R3 and only do it like use a sun cream on top of it. Honestly, I think it's a lot more gentle than that. And I know people who use this every single day. So I think you can use this every single day because it's not it is an AHA, which is a natural exfoliator, but it's not like, it doesn't have like beads in it or whatever. So does that make sense? So you can wear this every day, but just check on your skin. Make sure it's not doing too much for it, or use a sunscreen on top of it if you need to. Okay, so let's go to the next one. There we go. All right, this is my favorite lotion. Okay, I was a little biased. I only put that one in there. I didn't do the other lotions, one because of time. And we have a lot of lotions. We have a lot of amazing lotions, just FYI. However, this is my absolute favorite because of, this is by my bedside table. I use it every day. And anyhow, it's got aloe vera, it's got chamomile, has jojoba in it, but it's got bee propolis. And bee propolis, if you know anything about all those, there's several different, like royal jelly and different bee products, but basically bees get the resin from the trees that helps, sterilize the trees and protects the trees. They take it to their hive and they use their bee magic and put it all over their hive. And this propolis is what sterilizes the inside of the hive and keeps it sterile and keeps it free from foreign things. And so that we've taken that bee magic, so to speak, and we put it in the propolis cream. But I just find it incredibly, incredibly moisturizing. So a couple of little side tips. If your feet are dry, put it on, slather it on, and then put on some socks and then go to bed with it. And that's just going to give you extra pamper moisturizing. Thanks. And so, like I said, one of my favorite. Let's see if there's any questions. Is R3 better than smoothing exfoliator? I would honestly say they're different. I would not even compare them. I think a smoothing exfoliator is an actual, like, proper exfoliator. R3 Factor is a lot more of a moisturizer. Is R3 Factor mainly for oily skin? No, it's for all skin types. You can use it for all skin types. Thank you. I'm getting some sweet personal comments that I won't read out, but thank you. Love this cream. We've had a couple of people say, yep, I know. This is my favorite. It really is. Okay. So let's look at masks, and then we're going to talk about just a few little self-care things that we can do. All right. So we've got that 4 masks, the biocellulose, the mask powder, the marine mask, and the refining gel mask. Okay. So when you think about hydration in all skin types, that's going to be your biocellulose. You are not overstimulating your skin using this because it doesn't have all those oils that could clog, pores if you have too oily of the skin. Yeah, it's just a serum. If I could do this every day, I would. 1, because of time. 2, because it's a little expensive. I would, but it is a fantastic, fantastic product. Then if you're, I guess if you're going to look at a mask, that's probably a little bit more in between. It's a cleanser and a moisturizer. You would have your marine mask. I would not do this more than 2 times a week, maybe even 1 time a week, because this will stimulate your skin. Going down to the refining gel mask would be probably a little bit more for oil control, so a little bit more for oily and combination skin and for brightening the appearance of skin because of that licorice. It's an overnight mask. Again, this one doesn't stimulate your skin as much, and I do know people who wear it almost every night and they do great with it and they love it. However, I would say maybe just watch your skin, kind of make sure you're not overstimulating it. And then back to the mask powder and aloe activator, this will stimulate your skin. This is going to go deeper. It is going to cleanse those pores. And so this is one you need to have more caution on how often you use it. You don't want to overdo your skin. Okay, again, I'm going to go to questions. Oh, a lot of just R3 is great. I love it. Okay. Going to this. So when the biocellulose came out, I was with Holly, and someone was like, hey, how many masks can I do? I love all the masks. Can I do them all at once? Like all 4 of them? And we're like, probably not. However, you can do up to 2 at a time. So if you wanted to do the biocellulose and then sleep with the refining gel masks, or if you wanted to do the mask powder activator and then add the biocellulose on top, because you're going to cleanse and then you're going to hydrate, you can totally do that. However, this is what we would say. One is try out the masks by themselves and then give it a few days. See how your skin responds. For me, like the mask powder is too much. And the refining gel mask, it's a little too much for me. I can do it here and there, but it's a little too much because my skin is a lot drier and because I think just my age. For other people, they love it and they do well with their skin because they have oilier skin or they just need that cleanse. So for a deeper cleanse, try the marine mask, the mask powder and activator. However, so do a mask by itself, give it a few days. Try the other mask, give it a few days in between, see how your skin reacts. Then you can do 2 at a time as but I would just watch your skin, make sure you're not going to overdo it and limit it to 2. So that's kind of, you're going to have a whole night of it. Fantastic. But just make sure you don't overstimulate your skin. So Okay, let's move on. Okay, so it's skincare evening. So, you know what? I want to give you permission because sometimes you need other people to tell you to take time for yourself. All right. And, you know, you can also do this because you want to, you know, talk about the products. And we're going to talk about that in a second. Because you know what? Let's be product of the products. Let's have these pamper nights and then talk about it if you want to, or keep it to yourself. Um, and so there's a couple of things when you do this, you can pick all kinds of different things to do, but you probably need some warm water, some towels, some cotton wool, tissues, your preferred products, which we'll talk about in a second, and time. And maybe pick at your favorite movie. Just kind of like with my family that we did when we were on holiday. We're like, let's watch a movie and wear masks. That's always best. Or maybe it's meditating. And I actually like to do that. I find wearing a mask and doing meditation and breathing exercises um, really lovely. You can also, like, I have a foot spa, and you could do a little foot spa and that kind of thing. We'll talk about this in a second. And sometime soon, we're going to get our essential oils, our rebranded essential oils, and hopefully I get to talk about them in the next few months. And so that's all I can say about that. But this is where if you have a diffuser or even putting a few drops of oil, and this is of course in the coming months, you can't totally do that now without it. But you could put it in a foot bath, or you could put it in the diffuser while you're having a self-care night. That would be some of the things that you need. Let me just see if there's any other questions before I move on. Okay, so a few questions about the biocellulose mask. Do you mean the biocellulose mask on top of the actual mask, or the straight after? That's a good question. Straight after. So if you did the marine mask, put it on for 20 minutes, go and wash it off, cleanse your face, and then put the biocellulose mask on top. The nice thing is you're going to have a really, really, really clean face when you put the biocellulose on top. Same with if you do the mask powder and then you put on, your the sleeping mask, or that mask or whatever, then make sure to cleanse your face. So you need to cleanse your face in between the two masks. So that's a great question. All right, my daughter is 6 and has lovely skin, but keeps asking to try a face mask. What would you recommend for her, if any? Okay, here's what I would do. She is young. I would not do any of the ones that stimulate your skin. So that kind of rules out 3 of them. But the biocellulose it's just hydrating. And like I said, like my 15-year-old son was like, I love this. And he has teenagey skin. Maybe what you could do the next time you do your biocellulose is, you can cut out the little eye pieces. Maybe you give her the little eye pieces to try out. Maybe put on her cheeks or put on her forehead and see how she does. Then say, hey, keep that on for 15 minutes, like, mama or whatever. And then if she does well, shoot, it's all about hydration. So I think it's just, they are younger, but at the same time, I think that one would be one that you could try out, but I would maybe test it first. Okay, so we've got how soon are the essential oils? Just finished my last one. They're coming. I'm not allowed to say, but they are coming. So, and hopefully I'll get to teach on a webinar about kind of the basics of essential oils before Christmas. Here's another question. Do you tend to use a toner after a mask? I would, honestly, it's up to you. I kind of like it after a cleansing mask. So like the mask powder or the marine mask, just to make sure I've got it all off, I might use a toner and that kind of thing. With the others, probably not, because they're not like trying to cleanse my skin. They're trying to hydrate and do things with your skin. So, oh yes, oils. Yes, again, watch this space with the essential oils. All right, here we go. Oh, sorry, wrong thing. Okay, so here's some thoughts. There's all kinds of things you can do. Um, there's a scrub brush, but you can exfoliate. I mean, even in our skincare trainings, we exfoliate our hands and people notice a difference. So you can use the exfoliator, which is the Eller scrub or the smooth exfoliator on your hands. You can use it on your feet, actually using as a foot scrub. The smoothing exfoliator is actually incredible. So I would do that. You can use the exfoliator on your legs. I use the aloe scrub on my legs, especially since we've just had summer and we're going into winter, and who the heck's going to see our feet for the next whatever. Um, but yeah, so I would say exfoliator is one of your top things if you're going to have a pamper evening to prepare your face for a mask. That would be great. Then secret weapon, Alpha E, I think is very much your cuticles, maybe dry patches, maybe, after a shave, that kind of thing. Maybe on dry areas on your feet. And then things like propolis. You could even, if your hands are dry, get some little mitts or gloves, slather on the propolis, put on a mask, slather on propolis on your feet, and just sit and relax and watch a movie. Um, those are all things. You can also use some of our other aloe lotions on your legs. And like I said, Holly loves R3 Factor on her hands, and that's her hand lotion. Um, I love that propolis. I'm a little biased there. There we go. So, and of course, on the face, we've already talked about all the different things for our face. But like I said, let's be a product of our product and give yourself permission. You can call it work. I've actually done this. I'm like, oh, I got to work tonight. I got to wear that mask. It really is. It is work in a sense because it's like, you know what? I can really see the benefits. Because I see the benefits, I can talk about those benefits. And I can talk about those benefits on social media. So let me see if there's any other questions before I move on to the last little bit. Okay, everybody's talking about the essential oils. Yes, they're going to come at some point, and we will talk about them when we get there. Okay, so I just want to you can do a little screenshot on this because you know what? Sometimes it gets, okay, so I follow a lot of people who are in Forever follow me as well. And sometimes people talk about products and I was like, okay, they're talking about that product again. But what I like is when people talk about their personal experience. Like, hey, I did this mask today. Did you know it won? I mean, Biocellulose, it's won 2 awards. How amazing is that? But then you can say, self-care isn't selfish. Mass Monday, that apparently 2 years ago, that was one of the top trending hashtags. It was a really big deal. Men, you can talk about how you take care of your skin. We are in an age of self-care. This is an age of taking care of yourself because there's so much going on right now. But here are some great just hashtags that you can use on Instagram. Take a picture of you doing the mask or doing a pamper night, do this on Facebook. These are great things to share what you've done. We've also had FBOs do a lot of pamper evenings on Zoom with each other, like grab your Prosecco, get a mask, let's talk to each other. I can talk about some of the skincare products that I do in a real informal way. So this is another way that you can promote, but it starts with you, getting that good book or watching a movie while you do all that fun self-care. Okay. So a few more questions. And if you have a question, this is a chance. I'm not going to be able to answer all of them because of compliance. That's where I'm going to, if you're like, oh, I have this real particular question, I don't answer it. This is where you can call Forever Head Office and talk to those guys. Pass it on. Which face moisturizer is suitable for a 9-year-old girl or boy? Usually they don't need a moisturizer until they're until they hit puberty and their skin starts changing. However, if they've noticed their skin is a little dry, I would try the Sonia and I would go there first because it's not too much. So that's where I would start. Okay, what products would you recommend? I'm going to change this to angry skin or troubled skin. I would probably start with the Sonia. Sonia is meant for that kind of skin, and I would go very, very gentle. Maybe even just start with the moisturizer and the cleanser first. See how you do. Add in the mask. See how you do. Maybe add in the toner because it's very gentle. It's not going to strip. I would be careful on the exfoliator. Only do it maybe 1 to 2 times a week and not do damaged skin. Yes. Okay, so yeah, we've kind of covered this. Someone asked about teenager skin. I would use this Sonia cleanser. You can use the illuminating gel after that. Illuminating gel is a little bit more optional, but it does help reduce the appearance of pores, which is quite nice. All right, someone has dry skin, really dry skin. My skin is dry too. I'm with you because of hormonal changes. This is where I would go with Infinite, and but with the Infinite, you got your um, hydrating cleanser, you have your serum. And when you have dry skin, I would really look into serums because, again, it's the hydration and the moisture. You need the hydration to go in there. But our serums have also anti-aging benefits like peptides, which help promote collagen. Um, and then you've got your moisturizers, and our Infinite Moisturizer is power packed full of moisture. However, if you want, you could try something like the R3 factor. That is another option for all skin types and see how you do. We also have some of our classic, our deep aloe moisturizing, and this is for, this is one of our classic products. So if you're like, oh, I'm not too sure about Infinite, there are other options. Again, that's probably a whole other webinar on those kinds of things. So any other questions as we wrap up tonight? I think we're just about there, which is lovely. All right, let's see. Oh, got questions. Oh, there we go. Got questions. That's it. Yeah. So again, watch this space for essential oils. We've got some plans in place. And I am excited because we are now getting into gift giving and all that kind of stuff. So we'll get to talk about more of those kinds of products. And I encourage you, go out and do some self-care, even if you have to treat it as your job, it's a good excuse. So let me just see, there's 1 or 2 more questions that just popped up and I'll just see. Oh, just lots of, that was great. Oh, thank you. I love this kind of thing. So, all right, everybody, we're going to call it a night. And I hope you have a lovely rest of your week.